All right, welcome. Week 8, Foundations of Instructional Design. You are more than halfway done with this class, and then once we're done with this one, you get a break over Christmas. So
Do it again.
after today, 4 more meetings until next year. Does that help? Does that help make it feel a little bit more doable and manageable? Okay, Kathy gives me the thumbs up, so I feel good about things. All right, so Brandon's going to take the lead this week. He is coming in from home, crystal clear. We're glad to see him. And I will
Lazy
turn the
boy.
reins over to him. So thanks, Brandon.
Alrighty, well, I have my little presentation here that I threw together not too long ago.
You're good with those. I never make
But,
one. I appreciate when you do.
oh, I have found this nice fall picture. So,
That's lovely.
anybody want to report on what they did for fall break? That would make us all jealous.
I went to Vegas for a night and gambled by myself because my wife was coming to the airport the next day.
It won't
So
make
you
you
did.
jealous, but I drained the pipes for the sprinkler system.
Nice.
There you go.
I did yard work. So,
I've paid someone to redo my deck for me. It's nice.
well,
It's nice and done.
I didn't do any work myself, but it looks good.
That's the easy way to do it. The more
Oh,
expensive way, but the
yeah,
easiest way to
but
do it.
it's a nicer way to do it.
Mm. I went to my mom's house and helped her do some yard work. So that was my fall break. So,
Any
well, welcome
Disneyland?
back from
Anyone
fall
go to
break.
Disneyland? I have a few friends that went to Disneyland, but you guys are all too busy working and too dedicated to your students, so
Exactly.
we appreciate it.
no.
You never thought
I
about
may have been, I may have ignored some student emails over the long weekend.
Well, that's okay. Your dad was telling you stories, so
Yes, that's true.
Well, this week we are talking about data. I know it's our favorite thing to talk about. Last week, it's great doing some assessment activities, looking at different tools for assessing. So this leads right into this week with data-driven instruction, and what that is the philosophy that schools should constantly focus on one simple question: Are the students learning? And that's the question. Um, the reading goes in to define it a little bit better as not looking at what the teacher taught, but what a student, but on the actual learning, not on actual teaching, but is it learning? Is someone learning there? Um, and there is four key principles with data. There's data learning cycle, I guess: assessments, analysis, action, and culture. Creating a rigorous interim assessments that provide meaningful data. And I think that meaningful is important, because we can all get some sort of data from anything that we do, but getting some meaningful data. Analysis is looking at the data and identifying what you need to do from that. Then take action from your results. And overall, everything is this culture, creating a culture of the instruction. So everything goes around this culture, and that's not a very clear image, but you get the idea right there with that one. The reading goes on to talk about 8 mistakes in data-driven instructions, and you can um, look at those here and go back and read them when you put your feet up tonight and
and
have a bowl of ice cream and read.
and I would add one more to that. And I think maybe you guys might agree with me. You can chime in if not. I think on number 3, I think at least in our region, we're almost on the other end of that. We're almost doing too many assessments. Um, and it's causing problems for the kids. I know in Millard County, at least a couple years ago, they were piloting one assessment while we were doing Sage as well. So there were some kids that had like 18 tests to take at the end of the year, and it's just crazy. It's way too much. So if you want to discuss that with in your post and stuff like that, I would add that as one of those as a ninth mistake that would matter.
We'll put that in. Thanks, Clint. And that's so true. Um, so 8 mistakes. The book goes in the reading in more details of what those are, and talks about false drivers. The false drivers you're going to talk about in your discussion post this week. So Um, false drivers are these things that appear that your school is successful, but it's a great spelling error right there that I just noticed. But it's not. But it's but it, they're there's it's not actually causing it. There's the false things that are causing the school success. Um, and you can read those in the book also more about that. So when you start discussing it, you know what you're talking about. So with the this week's assignments, the discussion post is what are the most common mistakes and false drivers in your school? And then the second part of the discussion is what are the first action steps you can take with those pitfalls? And then your activity this week, you're not specifically putting this into your overall plan, but just looking more into a data-driven instruction and what it is, and kind of putting it into your overall process of what you're doing and how it relates to what we're doing in this class, relating to your PLCs, and just with everything with data. And how much we love assessing our students and then looking at the assessment results. It's our favorite thing to do as teachers. We know this, but it's a necessary evil that needs to be done.
It is.
And then finally, smile. As Clint said, it's 5 weeks left, only 4 more meetings with us after this week. And I do have a bonus down there, a slide share presentation on data-driven instruction. If you need more entertainment this weekend on data-driven instruction, feel free to look at that or Google it, and there's lots of stuff out there with data-driven instruction. So that's an overview of what you're looking at this week and what you will be doing as far as your assignments go.
Hey, quick show of hands. How many guys out there, if you're a core teacher, are using those SAGE benchmark exams? Anyone using those? Janet, Angela? Anyone here on this other page? Kathy, Rachel? Good. Do you guys have any comments on those? What do you think about those? Do they help? Are they better than the old interim exams? What do you guys think about those?
Well,
I mean,
I like the full interim at the very beginning because it gives me a little bit of information of where I need to go, what I need to teach.
okay.
So that's the first time we did it this year is with the full interim.
So this year was the first year you've done that?
Well, we did, what did we do last year? It was the class. We did class ones last year.
Okay.
But this was the first time we've done the full interim.
How long did that take you guys to do?
Well, it took me 2 days for writing and
Yeah.
then 2 days for language arts, but
Wow.
we had kids not finished. So then we had some took a third day.
Okay.
And then the math teacher took about 2.5 days as well.
But you got enough valuable information out of that to make it worth that time.
Well, yes, because
Good.
now it's like, okay, this is what we need to focus on to help these students
Perfect.
succeed.
And are you using the benchmarks as you go, or are you just going to do another interim at the end?
No, well, we're just going to do
Or summative at the end, sorry. Yeah.
summative at the end.
Okay.
But we're doing some practice ones in between.
Okay, good. Good. Anybody else want to comment? I appreciate that. Thanks, Kathy.
Technology.
Yeah, it's okay.
So for us in third grade, this is the first time the kids have taken it, and so they have no idea what it looks like.
The interim or
The-
just any SAGE, yeah.
Right, yeah, anything on
Mhm.
there. So we did the class interim ones, a few of them in tiers and things like that, because it's like, well, how can I answer this? I don't know fractions and things like that. So
Mhm.
it's kind of overwhelming for them at the very first, but now that they've got the one kind of done, and then we can start taking some benchmarks. And so I have to kind of use that first one almost like a teaching tool, that's like, okay, they don't even know what are the little points are. I can't make a delete. Why is my thing making these marks all over the screen, and stuff like that. So few tears and things like that between me and them. So, but it's overwhelming for them at first, but then we just kind of use it as, well, it's just so we can practice.
Great. Thanks, Rachel. Anybody else? Comments on those? Okay. I don't think I have anything else. I just got in and went through the last couple weeks of discussions today. In my class, you guys are sharing amazing stuff. I really appreciate the engagement and interaction and the level of sharing your practices and your successes and things that work well for you in your classes. So I think that's really adding to the discussions on my end. I appreciate
Same
that
here.
work. Yeah. And I promise tomorrow, I canceled it. Like I said, I canceled a trip to Kane County so I can give you some feedback on your assignments for the last couple weeks. So I will get caught up tomorrow. Cross my heart.
May take me till midweek next week, but I will get caught up too.
That's fair enough. Anybody else? Any questions? Any thing you guys need to know or curious about or struggling with or anything we can help with?
Good jokes.
I purposely found a good joke.
You knew this
And I
question would be
had it right
coming,
this
huh?
minute. Yeah. No, I had it written down on my paper at home. But no, I dreamed last night that I was a muffler on a car. And I woke up exhausted. Guess
But I'm bummed. No, that's funny. That's a good one. I like it.
On that, we shall end.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.
Hey, thank you all.
Hang in there.
Keep up the good work.